Welcome back to the show, and a very very interesting one this morning. One of emotion. We were trying to tap into our authors, which we will do next week. Unfortunately, their signals were not so great, so we didn't want to lose the essence of that story. But we will definitely tune in next week with them and get the synopsis that I think is really pertinent for you to listen to. I'm talking about pertinent topics. We're going to be speaking to a phenomenal lady, Lutho Zozo. She's the director of a company called Powerhouse, which is a faith based NPO that was founded by Aphelele Dini. And they're going to talk to us about, the power of a powerhouse. And that's why I'm saying the word power is how to grow strong, independent black girls. Because, from the types of, should we say, backgrounds that they've come from and the difficulties that they've faced, I think this is what Powerhouse is doing, is giving them that power and that strength to be able to define the individuals that they are. So on the line with me, I have Lutho Zuzozo. A very good morning to you, or should I say afternoon. A warm welcome to the show from myself, Nafeesa Dangor, and our team.
Thank you. Thank you. How are you?
I'm well today, and how are you doing, Lutho?
I'm great. Thank
That's
you.
good. It's such a phenomenal topic. Talk to us about Powerhouse, how it was founded. I see it has a very serious, defined purpose, and I want you to talk about that as well, so our viewers get to understand the essence of what it is that you're doing.
Well, I think Powerhouse starts from high school. Aphelele, Dini, and I have been classmates since grade 8, and now we're in varsity since 2014. So we've been classmates, even in primary, actually. It goes way, way back. So we've known each other since then, and we usually get projects in life orientation to go to
Mm,
homeless shelters and all of that. So she saw that like I got deep into it, and I got so emotional around homeless children, and it touched something in me. So it was just a passion of mine to move people from another situation to a better situation. So she recognized that. And then after a few years of not communicating, she called me to
mm,
tell me
mm.
that God gave her a vision. So Aphelele has always been a Christian. Like she's that Christian. She will pray for you. She will wake up and pray for you and do all
Wow.
this kind of stuff. So she said, she called me up after not communicating that much, after years. She was
Mm,
like, so I had a vision that God said that we should start something for young girls to know who God is, and to know that God is not a man. God is not like, since we're going to be all feministic and all of that, um, we don't want to say it's a he, but then we want to say that God exists in us. God is the belief. God is the energy that you feel that it's not, I don't want to say energy, but then it is a power that exists in everyone that you can access when you believe in yourself. And He is God. The power is God.
I
So
so
we
agree with you. The power is God, because the thing is, in many an instances, if we can just define that everything revolves around our Creator, and that our Creator will
yes,
help us through everything that we have and direct us in our lives, I think we'd have a better quality of life if we can just stick to that faith where we say that everything that happens is up to the Almighty.
that is very true. That is very, you couldn't have said it better. So we are just trying to, she just told me that she's trying to create strong, independent young girls that know that they can't be told anything by anyone because they know someone higher than
Mm,
whoever can say anything to bring them down. So we just want to, because like we went from high school where we were sheltered and we were
mm.
with our parents and we couldn't see the real world. And once
Mm,
we
that's
got
so
to
true.
you were like, oh my God, protect our sisters
Mm.
because it is a scary world out there. So I feel like we were not to put any fault on anyone, but then we were not given access to really find out what is in the outside world and to be ready for what's in the outside world. So we need
Mm.
girls to be strong, to be ready for whichever challenges that they come across because they believe in something bigger.
Mm.
So we,
I
yeah,
love that concept of yours, Lutho. That's the whole idea. Is about getting people to understand that they can stand with their values and their morals and their principles
yeah,
without being moved into different directions. What we're saying is that you can keep your faith through that and also move mountains as far as your life is concerned.
yeah,
I think sometimes, as human beings, we tend to lose hindsight of the fact that God is around us everywhere, and irrespective of what we're facing, if we can just put our faith in Him and say, "I'm going to overcome this," or sit down and reflect. I use three words on my show, which is reflect, retrospect, and of course, reconnect. And when I say reconnect, I
mhm,
mean reconnect with your Creator, reconnect with
mhm.
yourself, reconnect with your inner being, and ask yourself, which way are you going to move forward? But I love your concept of that, because by using that, you're never going to slip up and go into the wrong directions and the wrong paths of life. It's going to help you stay on the right path, and also make you find your direction that is, and your purpose that is meant for in life.
Yes, that is very true. To
Mhm.
also bring down on people trying to bring you down in life because you're just trying to also block out any negativity because you know that there's there's literally nothing anyone else can say to bring you down because whoever brought you up is bigger than whoever tried to bring you down.
Mm.
So yeah,
I agree there. It's about seeing the value in yourself, and each one of us has value to
mm,
ourselves. And it's
yes,
about being able to create that self respect first. If you have that self respect and you have that standing ground, then I think, and this is, and I agree with you. I think from a community point of view, from individuals' point of view, it's about trying to create these support structures with each other where we build each other up as opposed to breaking each other down, and looking at defining at each one's potential, and trying to help them move forward that way, as opposed to saying, well, I don't think you can do it.
that's true. And I feel like Powerhouse is an actual testament to how God truly exists. Because with everything that we do, we are always surprised. Not that we are surprised, but then like it's just this could not have been this could not be us alone. It was you genuinely see God around everything that you do in Powerhouse even with the smallest things when people are helping us while we're cleaning and then like people from the community help us themselves. They are hungry. They don't and like they
Mhm.
also help us help them. So you just see the beauty in everything. And once you open your mind and your heart to God, you will be able to see the beauty in anything. And you understand why people that believe in God most of the time. I'm not converting anyone, but then I understand why they're always so joyful and always so happy because you see it. Like God does
Mm.
a lot, I must say.
And it's not just about that. I mean, powerhouse. I love your word, because it speaks so many different, should we say, impactful things that you are doing. You are a powerhouse because what you're doing is taking the individual and turning them into the best possible person that they can be through faith and through faith-based work. But also, you're opening up the spaces for these girls where you're providing other things as well. Talk to me about those other projects that you run there to be able to help people out.
Okay, so we have mentorship sessions in collaboration with Mustard Seed. So in Powerhouse, we have three girls. It's that run the Powerhouse. It's Apelele Dini, our founder, Mishle
Mm-hmm.
Dini, her sister, and the founder of Mustard Seed, and the director of Powerhouse. And then they have me, Lutho Zozo, which is also the director of Powerhouse. So we have as directors we have certain duties. So my duty is basically events and charity work and PH drives.
Mm-hmm.
So we have with PH drives and the events we have Dress a Girl, which happened in December, which was the whole event of
Mm-hmm.
uh, giving girls dresses and giving them a Christmas present. But
Mm-hmm.
then it turned into something way bigger than that because we planned. Okay, we've been a family with the Tipini location community in Mthatha for the
Mm-hmm.
past like since we started Powerhouse. The same year we started Powerhouse, we saw that community as a community that has been neglected. Like everyone just drives past that community and no one has ever done anything about it. And luckily we've lived in Mthatha, so we've actually seen that like this place has been like this since. So we decided that we will try and transform that community as Powerhouse. We don't want any political help. We don't want people that will help us in hopes that they benefit from helping us.
Mm-hmm.
It's just helping, giving for goodness sake, you know.
Yes.
So sorry.
So,
So we had that event and we cleaned up the homes and then
mm,
on the first day that we cleaned up, it
mm,
started raining. And one of the men that lived there, it was a bad storm though. And one of the
mm,
men that lived there offered us like shelter while we waited for our transport. And we got to see that their rooms inside are leaking. And our initial plan was to just give them dresses and paint
mm,
their house and make it look pretty and put windows and just clean around. And then we got
mm,
to see during the whole storm, we got to see that these people these people have leaking roofs, their walls
sure.
are separated, their beds
Mm,
are on the floor, the
mm,
floor is wet. Like we got to see what they really need, and
mm,
it got to. Luckily, we hadn't spent the donation money that we had, so we decided instead of buying paint, we will buy window paint, and that's the little we
mm,
could do because we can't fix roofs also. So we tried to look for people that can fix roofs, but then it
mm.
happened in such a short space of time, so we didn't have time to plan for all of that. But we managed to fix all the windows. 62 windows were
Sure.
installed, and at least we made a difference before Christmas. We really tried,
I think
and
that's
then
phenomenal because I mean, you're coming in there defining the actual need of the person as opposed to saying, I'm just going to give them the money. As you said, I mean, it was raining. Of course, the area where they reside was completely wet. By putting in those window panes, you've basically given them some form of a second chance at life to be able to live a better quality. I mean, at the end of the day, by doing those little things actually go a long way, Luto.
yes, and with doing those little things, the people feel seen because people that live in those communities have always been ignored. I don't know if this will get me into trouble, but anyway, people that live in those communities have always been ignored by the government. They
Mm,
just get ignored, and it's all about t-shirts and free advertising. It makes me
mm,
angry because most of the time, like
mm,
we hear these stories from political parties that we're taking care of this community, but then when you go deep in those communities, there
mm,
was this one incident that a certain political party
mm,
claims that they were the ones that were were cleaning up because since we've been family with the Tipini location, they just
yes.
went there and said, no, I know the person that works in Powerhouse. So I sent that person to come do the job for you guys. So free advertising And it was just like the community was angry, and we've always announced to the community before we even help them. We announced that we are not a political party. We are not with the municipality because the people get so angry at the fact that every time the municipality comes, it says, "Oh, we're going to change this, 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 and this every year since 2012," and they haven't done anything. So it's
Mm.
just heartbreaking to just hear their stories and just see that uh, it's sad.
Mm.
It's just really
I
sad.
agree with you there, Lutho. I don't think you should be getting yourself into trouble with that, but it's about creating awareness and making people understand the plights of the people in each community. So when you say you want to bring this to light to government, I would not disagree with you because, as you say, Tata's a forgotten place. It's a place where everybody is not looked at in the sense where we I think you need to start making noise, and maybe the idea is through Powerhouse is go and educate government to say, listen here, we are the ones doing the work in this particular area. But of course, do you not through council or somewhere have a way of helping us help the people in those area in turn?
Yeah. We
I think
are, yeah.
I think education is important. We must also understand, if we look at it from a holistic point of view, that, until we don't bring these things to light to government, like you said, they're not going to understand the constraints and the challenges of those particular communities. So I think Powerhouse, since you are so powerful through your faith-based work and the things that you do, I think you could bring some good attention to Mthatha and get those people, looked at in a better way. And I think sometimes working through a political party alone just doesn't work because what happens is, we don't know how far they take it. So I think people.
Someone is winning. Thing is, with political parties, someone is winning, and it won't really be the people that are being helped.
Yes, I agree with you. So I think best, the idea that I would say better, looking from the types of work that you've done and the projects that you've dealt with, and the phenomenal work that you're doing in the area. I mean, just reading a little bit about you has got me thinking about how amazing it is because I always bring light to, should we say, the smaller communities and the townships from my show so people can take notice of it to say, these are the forgotten ones. Let's try and reach out to them and give them a better quality of life. And I think this is what you can do is maybe, find the right person, and through, I mean, you have some four phenomenal people here at Powerhouse, yourself and Dean, the Deanies. So maybe get together and work a strategy to see how you can bring this to government's attention so that those particular people, and it's not nice to hear that, they have such serious challenges and constraints, as far as just a simple thing like when it's raining, you've had to go in and put in windows, and their roofs are also leaking. And I'm sure there's many more challenges that you haven't brought to the fore that they're facing at this point
Yeah.
in time. So I think it's trying to create a collaboration. Look, we know they have budget constraints and they have this and they have that, but I think so. Maybe what we need to do. Is try and create some form of relationships and with other NPOs as well, and see how much further you can take this to be able to create a better environment and a better life for those people in the area.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be
Mm.
amazing because although we honestly didn't know how to start the NPO, and only Mthatha, which is the other, one of our other directors, knew had history with NPOs. So we followed her tune, and it's been going well so far. But yes,
Mm.
we do need some leadership in terms of how can we get bigger in terms of
Mm.
announcing our events and how we actually help people. And we actually didn't have to do work because you guys called me, and it's just like God all over again.
Uh, well, the idea of that is to bring things from the show. Is we have a passion here at Salam Media, the entire team, is to bring, we are humanitarian journalism, and the idea is to bring issues like this to the fore to see how our viewers and ourselves can help move people in situations like this into, and I use this word time and again, into better spaces and better places, and move them and empower them and uplift them. And that's what it's about. And I see the value in Powerhouse, and this is why I'm bringing it to your attention to say, let's try and collaborate, and let's see how we can get further with this to be able to bring attention to the people in Mthatha and their plights that they're facing at this moment in time.
So I'm so excited for this. We should. I also I can't say it like right now, but then I would be very excited to collaborate with you guys. And I'll talk to my team though. I'm sure they will also be very excited to collaborate.
Yeah. So, like, our collaboration is like what we did today is literally to bring those issues to the fore. If you'd like, you can send us some pictures, and what we can do is put it up on our social media site to say we had this discussion, and this is what these people are facing. And as I said, not just hooking up with us, but other organizations as well that are doing work, and see how it is that they can also collaborate with you to be able to work in unison, to be able to move these people's lives into a better direction.
Yeah, that would be
Mm.
amazing.
What
Thank you.
message do you have for our viewers, and what do you think is the most pertinent and important thing that they need to know about the people in Mthatha itself?
Well, ooh, okay. Well, one thing, Mthatha is a great place to be in. I grew up. I grew up in Mthatha as a girl that takes cars home, and sometimes we take the taxi. I only started taking the taxi
Mm,
later on in high school. So I once I started taking a taxi, I got to realize that hey, like it's not what everyone describes it as. It
mm,
has its crime. Like name a place that doesn't have its crime, but it's not all bad.
mm,
There are
mm,
some beautiful parts about Mthatha. Like I was always a shy girl, so I was always introverted and didn't really want to be in anyone else's business. But then now that I've gotten into um, Powerhouse and helping people, I have to start being loud and very talkative. And I
mm,
realized that talking to people, you actually get to know them. Like not everyone looks like their face because every time
mm.
growing up, people would always tell me, "Yo, Lutho, I wanted to greet you, but you look so angry." But deep down, the most spokesperson. So actually learning how to talk to people, people can help you. You never know who's next to you. You shouldn't judge anyone by how they look because um
Mm,
like there are so many different people in Tata because there are kind hearted people, people that will help you. Not everyone is out there to get you also. So you
yes.
shouldn't go to Tata with that paranoia, but also with that awareness and knowing that it's not it's not the Palm Springs. We can't just
Mm.
leave our bags like that. Be vigilant and don't blame the town most of the time. I'm not excusing crime also. But um,
um, I so agree with you.
yeah,
The picture that you've painted is so absolutely amazing. I'm picturing this little town, and as you're going along, I'm trying to picture this in my mind. So, but anyway, what I wanted to get at is, I think it's a phenomenal little town, and how we can move it forward is, as I said, by creating collaborations. So I'm hoping that others reach out to you, and you can create collaborations to be able to move this particular area into a better direction. So thank you so much for joining us today, Lutho. And I can only say that we're proud of you and the Deanies, of the types of work that you've created through the most important being, which is the Almighty. I think going in that direction is going to open up many a doors for you. So I wish you nothing but the best going forward.
thank you so so much. Where can I find you on Instagram?
I will get our guys to send you all the
Oh,
necessary
sorry.
details.
Yeah.
Okay. And another thing is, where can people find you?
They can find us on Facebook. We are Powerhouse SYN, capital SYN, and
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram Powerhouse. Then um, Twitter. We don't have a Twitter account. We just Facebook and Twitter.
Okay.
If you find us on, I mean, Facebook and Instagram, and yeah, you can
Okay.
search me if
Lovely.
you can't find
So
our page.
okay. So what I'm saying is I'm reaching out to our viewers out there. Those are the details. Let's all try and become a powerhouse in our own way by helping these people and giving them a better quality of life. Thank you so much, Lutho, for having such a phenomenal discussion with us and bringing light to a matter that I think is something that we didn't actually understand until we had this conversation with you today. But we want to wish you Godspeed and nothing but the best going forward. And we wish you and your team all the successes because, as we can see, your vision is nothing but absolutely clear and sincere.
Thank you so much. This was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And it was only a pleasure having a chat to you, wishing you all the best and hoping to chat to you soon. You take care of yourself. A very good day to
Thank
you.
you. You too. Bye.
Bye. That was Lutho Zozo, the one of the directors of Powerhouse, a faith-based NPO in Mthatha, trying to bring light to the types of plights and situations through faith-based work, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. Stay with us. We'll be back with you in